Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Kottabos Space Program, where today we're having a look at yet another fun mod, this time in the form of Kerbal Fireworks, which is being made by forum user Nazari1382, and what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, fireworks, and it does it in a pretty clever little way by adding a lot of little tiny engines that have essentially neon-colored smoke trails, which, to create it, it does have a dependency of another mod by the name of Smokescreen. So if you don't have that installed, this won't work. I'll include the link to that in the description as well for this video, so you can just go and grab both of them to give this a try. And it's just lovely. I love the idea of having fireworks in this game, because, I mean, come on, we're already blowing up our ships half the time. Why not make it colorful and cool looking? So let's take a look at the parts that this mod adds in to make it all possible. And of course, let's grab a little command pod for size comparison, and the first part is quite intriguing, because, like I said, it uses lots of little tiny engines to create the firework effect, and these engines are powered by gunpowder. And now each of the engines, as we'll see in a moment, does have a small amount of gunpowder in them for basically a short burst of firework energy, but you also have this Oscar C fireworks powder can, which holds 25 gunpowder in it, so that it'll allow you to essentially have a longer lasting fireworks show, I guess. It's a cool idea for if you do want to have your trails going for longer, especially on something I'll show you in a little bit. It's quite amusing. But yes, it's essentially just a carbon copy of the Oscar B fuel tank, which normally holds liquid fuel and oxidizer, and has just been turned red and made to hold gunpowder instead. A simple little addition, but a useful one. And the rest of the parts are down here in utility, which is a little strange considering they are essentially, as you can see here, these 7 parts are all basically copies of the LV-1R Spider liquid fuel engine, so you'd think they'd be in here, because technically they are all engines. But no, they're all here in utility, and each one has its own color. So we have a blue emission nozzle, a green emission nozzle, an orange one, a pink one, a purple one, a red one, and finally a white one, which it says it's white, but honestly it ends up kind of being just a really bright yellow. But hey, you know what? It's still fun. And as you can see, they do actually have thrust in ASL and vacuum, and do have an engine ISP of 5 atmosphere, 20 vacuum, and of course the gunpowder propellant at a usage of 0.146 per second. And each one of these little engines holds 5 gunpowder in total, so they will go quite a while on their own without one of these gunpowder cans. But yeah, it's still nice to have one of these to make them go for longer. And if we just drop a couple of these on the ship here, now you'll notice instead of being attached flush with the command pod, this actually sort of attached facing outwards, and that seems to be the default sort of way to attach these, because again, it's a carbon copy of this engine, and if we grab that, it essentially does, you know, go flush with the ship as you would expect. These, on the other hand, do sort of start out facing outwards, and yeah, it's kind of strange, but it does kind of make sense as well, because with the fireworks, you're not wanting them to actually be engines pointing down for thrust. You're wanting to attach them to separators and things like that, so the separators will attach or fly away from the ship, and forcing these to sort of spin around and do fun things. But still, kind of a little strange. I wish they would attach like a normal one of these engines that they copied to use. But otherwise, the model for it, well, it's exactly the same, just a slightly changed, turned to orange, and well, it works. It works quite nicely, and there's not really much else to show you here. As I said, again, 7 colors: blue, green, orange, pink, purple, red, and white-ish, which is more yellow, but nonetheless, very cool, very fun. So let's just jump into having a little fun with these. Not saving that, and first we're going to go to the fireworks display rocket that I built here, just to show off what these particle effects look like. So we've got a strange little crossbar and some engines that are not perfectly aligned. Oh boy, that's going to mess with the OCD crowd. But yes, let's just go and launch this. And so you guys can all see the sort of colored particle trails that these leave. Now again, it's kind of a unique, interesting way as to how they pulled this off. They did it, once again, by making the smoke colored. So if we just hit spacebar, you see they all ignite, and they work the same as, say, a solid rocket booster or something along those lines. Once you hit start, they just go, and you can't actually throttle them up or down. They just go to their full thrust and have at it. And you get them in these beautiful colors, and there's the white one that I told you about earlier. It's kind of white in the center, but it's also kind of bright yellowish as well, but still, it works. And I really enjoy all of these colors, and it's just such a cool idea to use this smoke as the color for your fireworks. And there they go, they are all out. These were just the standard engines without the extra gunpowder can. And also, fun thing, you kind of notice you got that backfire to it. I don't know why, but it makes it feel more realistic as a firework to me, that when it ends you get that little pop. I know it's the flame out, you get that with basically any engine, but still, with fireworks, I like it. So, let's actually revert flight out of here, go to Vehicle Assembly Building, and grab an actual firework that I made earlier. Now, this thing is a monstrosity, but you know what? It's also very fun. Basically, I took a crap load of separators and little Separatron rockets, and 3 different colors of firework rockets here, I forget which colors, and attached them all to a little probe, and hopefully it looks good. I've tested it to make sure it works, but I was doing it in the daytime. I haven't actually played with it in the darkness yet, so let's see how this thing looks. Now, because I did attach the Separatrons and all that, they will explode when they hit the ground, so we're going to get kind of high up in the air first before we do anything, and then we'll cut our main engine and let loose the fireworks. So let's get up a little bit, and I'm going to throttle down. Let's zoom out, and I set it to first activate the firework engines, so let's actually cut the engine entirely. Hit the fireworks, and then the Separatrons, and boom, there they go. We have all the cool colored trails flying out. Looks like I used yellow, orange, or yellow, green, and blue. And there we go, a fun little firework. That took me like 20 minutes for like, what, 2 seconds of entertainment? But you know what? That's Kerbal Space Program right there. And yeah, they're all kind of fall down to Earth now, and they will explode once they hit, but it's just fun. I really like having these sort of colored trails, and imagine if you are actually a good builder, unlike me, you could probably come up with some pretty amazing and cool looking fireworks just launching all over the place. You could potentially even do some sort of cool timed display. That might be fun. But there we go. After that, exploding on impact, let's go to the Space Center and launch the last of the ships. Now, you may wonder about that gunpowder container and what its actual use is, because like you saw with these rockets that I launched up just now, or well, one rocket, you really don't want them to burn all that long, because it is a firework. You launch it up, it goes boom, yay, pretty colors, and then you're done. So why would you want the gunpowder canisters? Well, because you can do fun things like this. I took the Ares 3A here, and attached, of course, since this did release on the 4th of July, I attached red, white, and blue particle, little firework particle things onto this, and 4 of the gunpowder containers, so that we have a crap load of gunpowder on this thing. So let's launch. There we go, and again, it doesn't really look white to me, but what are you gonna do? It's fun enough. So we've got the red, the yellowish white, and then our... Actually, that kind of looks more purpley blue, but nonetheless, we fly. There we go. Let's turn off the HUD. Actually, let me just hit that. I know I could just hit the keyboard as well for that, but Alright, and there we go. We have the cool, fun particle trail coming out the back of this plane, and you can just have fun and show your patriotic Kerbal particle trails of fun. I really love this. And just imagine attaching these to various planes to just do fun little recordings of things, or, you know, just pure fun, random enjoyment. It's just entertaining to me to have these sorts of particle effects, because sometimes you just want to screw around in Kerbal Space Program, and why not have cool, pretty colors while you do it? So yes, that is the Fireworks mod, once again made by Nazari138, And if you would like to give it a go, which I definitely would suggest you do, because it is just fun, you can check out the link in the description. And as I mentioned, you do require the smokescreen mod as a dependency. I'll include a link into there as well. And yeah, give it a go, have some fun. If you come up with some cool fireworks displays, send me a picture or a video link by Twitter. I would love to see them, guys. I'd love to see what you could create with these, especially the fireworks. I've been having a lot of fun playing around with the fireworks stuff right now, so I would love to see what you guys could come up with. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video today, and of course that you come back for the next, when we will be looking at yet another wonderful mod. But until then, thank you for watching, my friends, and as always, have a good one.